Thank you very much, Ms. Gacke. I appreciate you being here. I'd like to ask for your help in helping me work through not the entirety, but what you have discussed here today about drug cartels, movement of money, but directly related to what is called anti-laundering regulations for residential real estate transfers. So can you talk with me about that, the need for that information? I'm old enough where I've run across people asking information when I paid cash for things. And they were very specific of things that they wanted that were personal to me and not part of the transaction. Can you talk with me about that part of what FinCEN has done?
Absolutely. Thank you, Representative Sessions, for that question. So for the past 10 years, at the request of law enforcement, FinCEN has sought, through use of a temporary measure, the geographic targeting order, information on non-financed, all-cash purchases of real estate if they're done not by an individual, but by a shell company. So two important caveats there. These are not financed mortgage, there's no mortgage lender involved at all, no financial institution.
So nothing about what you have done would get in the process of an individual buying property on a cash basis.
That's right. The residential real estate rule, which makes permanent the temporary measure of the geographic targeting order, is focused on entities, legal entities that are doing this purchasing and seeks reporting on those. And there are exceptions to those too. So for example, if the disposition of a property, for example, is by court order, it could be a settlement of an estate or something, that would not be covered by our rule. I'd be happy to work with your team to
Well,
understand.
I'm the one that's got the problem with it, not my team. Specifically, what happened is when I went to file for a loan, they requested information that I considered private and extraneous to that information, but they wanted it, personal private data and information. And so I moved into just to use cash instead of providing what I consider to be unprofessional asking of personal data. So you're telling me there's nothing, I would not be caught up in that, you would not be looking at that, only where there is a shell company that is considered shell attempting to purchase real estate.
That's correct, Mr. Sessions. It is a rule that is looking to pierce who are the real people behind the shell companies making cash purchases of real estate, not individuals.
Good. Well, I would reiterate, and I had not talked to the chairman about this, but in listening to the chairman about data and information that's being held by you or any other government, really anybody that is subject to being stolen by people. And what is the retention period that you generally have on issues that may have been in the past where you had completed the investigation? What do you do with that data, and what is the time frame that you would keep it? Is there a retention period?
Thank you, Mr. Sessions. So the information that we hold that's filed by under the Bank Secrecy Act that FinCEN collects, disseminates, protects, is held at the highest level of data protection for non-classified systems in the United States government. And in terms of a retention period, this is something.
Where is that in the United States government?
Excuse me, where is the data or the rules?
You said it's being held at the highest security. Well, obviously, Social Security is high also, and those files are purged. What is, if you could please have your staff get back to me in a detailed fashion and tell me about the retention of data, not in an active investigation, but some that may have been, that would have been completed or that was requested and not needed, what that retention is, where it goes, and how long it's been kept.
Absolutely,
I-
sir.
I would appreciate that. When do you anticipate that you would provide that?
Sir, we will get that to you in the next few weeks.
Good, thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you for holding this, and I thank Ms. Gackey for taking time to be here to help me clear up a question that I had. I yield back my time.
Yeah, thank you.